Okay, we're live. Good evening, everyone. This evening's episode, we'll be looking in this evening's episode, we'll be looking at social studies, and we're going to do a little revision of that. So we're moving away from mathematics just for tonight to look at social studies. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so let's look on screen. What are we seeing here?
Sir, the
Say the map of the Caribbean.
So we have
Yes.
a map of the Caribbean. So I'm hoping that you can see my mouse moving around. What
Yes,
particular
sir.
island am I pointing at here?
Cuba.
Cuba. We have
Hispaniola.
Hispaniola. The island of Hispaniola. We need to talk one at a time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Island of Hispaniola has 2 countries. So let's see. Darian, what is this country here that's on the
Left.
western side?
Haiti.
Haiti. And what country is on the eastern side of Hispaniola?
Dominican Republic.
All right, very good. Let's see if we can get Shernice. Shernice, you there?
Yes, sir.
Which country is this? Way all the way down here near to South America.
Trinidad and Tobago.
There's one that is actually in the Atlantic Ocean at 4. Which one would that be?
Barbados, sir.
Okay, so we can use the key here, and we'll see that 4 is actually what? Barbados. While 14 would be what?
Saint Lucia.
St. Lucia. And 15 will be what?
Saint Vincent and the Grenadines.
10 would be what?
Montserrat.
What about 3?
Aruba.
So Aruba makes up a part of which set of islands?
Netherlands and Chile.
Okay, the ABC Islands. All right, good. So this is something that we need to remember. What about 5?
Cayman Islands.
All right. 16?
Turks and Caicos Island.
All right, good. 17?
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Island.
All right. So we have this, and we need to pay special attention to it. Notice that inside here we have the Caribbean Ocean, Caribbean Sea.
Yes, sir.
Almost said the Caribbean Ocean. Hey, and here we have the Atlantic Ocean. Why they have this thing here about North Atlantic?
So because it's up by the north side.
Up by the north side, what that mean? Yeah.
Sir,
Tell me.
it's to the north of the equator.
Very good. So it's above the equator, and anything above the equator would be considered to be north.
North.
Things and places below the equator are south.
So,
All right. All right.
Sir, can you give me a second? I'm going to send a link to Corey and Bentonian and Desrika.
All right, please. So here's another version of this map. So again, all of this part down here, what's this? All of this section here.
sir, South America.
South America. All right. All of this section here would be what?
North America.
Also
Central America, sir.
here, excellent. This would be Central America.
Yes,
And
sir.
going above Mexico, going up, we have what? North America. This is the thing that sticks out into the sea here.
The US.
What? Yes, it's a part of the US, but Florida.
Yes, sir.
What do we call this? What do we call this landform that has water on 3 sides again?
Sir,
We get that in our class.
The person who is hitting the phone or hitting a desk, we can't do that because it's going to come across and the thing not gonna sound professional at all. So we have to, you know.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
What's this landform?
Sir,
Give us
No man.
it's a
This
P,
land,
sir. Or a
yes,
I.
it starts
A
with a
P,
P.
sir.
It's a
No.
peninsula.
Peninsula.
Yeah, peninsula, sir.
And down here we have one large landmass to the north and one large landmass to the south. And we have this narrow strip of land joining both of them. What we call that?
Um,
Straight.
No, it's not a strait.
in
Anybody remember?
that,
It's an isthmus.
Oh.
The isthmus
Yes, sir.
of
It joins two
Panama.
landmasses. Yes.
Okay. And let's talk about this now. A strait. So we have a strait here where we have a narrow what strip of
Stretch of water
water that
connecting
joins
two
two
seas.
larger bodies of water. So one here, this is a strait, this is a strait, this is a strait, there's a strait here, right?
Sir.
Somebody's background is really, really noisy. All right, so let's go with this. Okay, guys, let me just say this again. You have to wear a headphone or earphone because when you turn the microphone up, your speakers up, or if you put it on speakerphone, we're going to get a feedback loop. So I'm going to
Yes,
be hearing
sir.
myself, okay?
Yes,
All right, and
sir.
everybody else will be hearing me talk 2 times. So we
Yes,
have
sir.
to bear that in mind. All right, so Jamaica is divided into 3 counties. The county that has the yellow, what county would that?
Carter.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The yellow? See yellow over here?
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Okay, all right. So parish number 13, 12, and 14 would make up
Yeah.
what?
Sorry.
And 11 would
Sorry.
make up.
Sorry.
Sorry. Parish number 8, 7, 6, 9, and 10 would make up what county?
Middlesex.
Middlesex. What about 1, 5, 3, 4, and 2?
Cornwall.
All right, let's do this quickly. Parish number 1 is what?
Hanover.
Over.
Parish number 5.
Westmoreland.
Westmoreland.
What about parish number 3?
St. James.
James.
Saint what?
St. James.
James.
Oh, I thought you said Central Lani.
St. James.
Number 4.
Chilani.
Chilad.
What about 2?
Um.
Uh,
West.
St. Elizabeth.
All right. Let's see. What
Manchester.
about 8,
Saint
St.
Anne.
9?
Saint Catherine.
Catherine.
All right. Really know, guys? Not nice at all.
Not mine.
Not bad.
Not mine.
Well, Jesse, this is yours.
Sir.
Come on, we're wasting time here. All right, so moving on. Let's go with this. So parish capital for 6.
Mapen.
What about 7?
Mandeville.
Someone
Mandeville.
has their phone on speaker. I can hear myself looping over and over. We have to wear headphones, please.
It's not mine. It's not mine.
Don't get him
Not
upset.
mine.
All right. Okay, let's go again. Yeah. So parish number 8.
Saint Anthony.
St. Anthony.
What about parish number 1?
Lucy.
Parish 14.
More Anthony.
Morant Bay. What parish is that?
Saint Thomas.
St.
Okay, what's special about St. Thomas? There's a river there. Somebody tell me.
No idea.
Really?
The Plant and Garden River.
And
Or the
what is
Moran
special?
River.
What's special about that Plant and Garden River?
I don't
But I repeat, no idea.
know.
It's the only river in Jamaica that runs in an easterly direction.
Oh, yes.
All
Oh,
other
yeah.
rivers run what? Northerly or southerly. They go
southerly.
north or south.
Oh,
All right. So come on. This is grade 4 stuff now. We have to remember that GSAT is for all of those grades. Okay.
Sir, we had to learn the purchase in grade 4, but we never really had to learn all the rivers.
Check the front part of your workbook and you'll see. All right, let's go. What about our planes? Any planes in 13?
So that is Kingston and St. Andrew.
So any planes there?
No,
Yes.
sir, the Legany plane.
Legany planes. What about 9?
sir.
Come on, guys, quicker than this.
St. Diego Plains.
San Diego planes. What about 6?
Very plane.
Okay, what about 7? Manchester has no planes. What about 2?
What's it called again? Pedro Plains.
Pedro planes. And 5?
West
George's plane.
George's plane. What does the what? Yeah, okay. What does Savannah Lamar mean again?
Plain
Oh,
by
Lord.
Plain by the sea.
C.
All right. Let's go. We have landforms here. We need to remember some of these things. What's an island? An area of land surrounded on all sides by water.
Water.
A volcano.
A
Mountain
mountain.
formed when lava rises to the Earth's crust.
Earth crust.
We have canyon. We have mountain, desert,
Hill.
hill, valley, plateau. We have a bay. What's a bay?
Sir,
Abbey is
Sir, it's not clear.
there is a small ball.
It's a body of water that is enclosed by land. So we have land on 3 sides.
yes, sir.
Remember, the peninsula is when we have water on 3 sides of land. But a bay is when we have water being surrounded on 3 sides by land. So it's, kind of reverse there.
Yes,
And the Gulf would be just a large bay. Ocean, large body of salt water that usually is connected with continents. Peninsula, a body of land that is surrounded by water on 3 sides. A river. What's a river?
A river in
water which
Flows into the sea or ocean.
Yes, and it usually and it starts at a what? Source and flows through a what?
source.
Channel, and it goes straight to the
Yes.
coast or it flows into another body of water, such as another river, and so on. We don't have this one here in Jamaica, glaciers, but in other countries, they would have a large body of ice that moves across the surface of the earth. Isthmus, narrow strip of land
that joins two
with
land
water
masses.
on both sides that joins two larger land masses. Plain, very large area of flat, uh, grassy land.
Yeah.
Lake, we have water
Large body of water
being surrounded by what? Land. And it, what type of water is it supposed to be?
See?
It's a, it has to be fresh.
fresh.
A
If
river.
it, not a river, sir. It has to be fresh water. If it is salt water, we don't call it a lake, we call it a sea. So the Caspian
Yes.
Sea, the Dead Sea, the Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, all of those are landlocked. But the water in there is what? Salty, so we call it a sea. We have waterfall and we have delta, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
delta, land that is formed at the mouth of a river.
River.
So bear these things in mind that we need to remember our what? Landforms.
Forms.
Let's go back to this.
Physical world.
6. What's 6?
North America.
All right. Let me see. Let me look at the names here and call a name. Shade, are you there? Shade? Not there.
Sure, you can call for me.
Who is Lorraine? There's somebody who has.
Shade.
I'm not hearing him though. All right, let's go. Shanice. What's 7?
Yeah.
7. 7.
Alright, now I come.
Don't whisper, guys. Don't whisper. Shanice still waiting on 7.
Sir, I am.
All right, let me go to somebody else until you get ready. Let's go. Trevon, 7. Not here. Not here in Trevon. Shade, are you back now?
Sir, mom, is not coming.
Yes, sir.
What is 7?
South America, sir.
Okay. Let's take Corey. Corey, what's 1?
Africa.
Talia, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What's 5?
Europe.
All right. Darian, 3.
Sir,
Why you people
I
are
remember
fighting?
that one.
You're fighting me with the background, people.
Not mine.
Guys, you have to work on the background or it won't make any sense. We won't be able to hear each other.
Sir, who is that anyway?
Shady, stand up. You're coming from.
Raji,
Yes, sir.
you can't talk like that here. You can't be loud. You can't talk like that here.
What is that?
Ready again.
Yes, sir.
Let's say What's 9, please?
Survey.
Rajay, what's 9? And please turn your cameras off.
Sir, mine is blank.
All right. Corey, what's 9?
Atlantic Ocean.
This 9 I'm pointing on will be what part of the Atlantic Ocean?
The Northern Atlantic Ocean.
And this part of 9 will be what? Not hearing you.
Southern Atlantic.
Okay, Corey, what's 10?
Third Europe. Indian Ocean.
All right.
Too much noise, too much noise.
Somebody.
All right. So let's try to remember this. What would be 2, please? Anybody?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Good. All right. So let's remember our continents. Let's remember the mountain ranges that are associated with the continents, the major river systems associated with the different continents and places. Largest ocean would be what?
Pacific.
11.
Pacific.
Pacific.
All right. Let's 6. River system on 6.
Mississippi.
Mississippi, Missouri. Largest river system on 1.
Nile. River Nile.
River Nile. Largest river system on 7.
Amazon River.
What about 3?
Jiangqing, whatever.
Okay. And 5?
Jiang.
5?
Ganges?
Somebody check out 5. What about 4?
Murray Darling.
Murray Darling is correct. What about 5? Anybody remembers? Isn't it supposed to be the Volga?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's move on. So this is North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia. This is a 0 degree line that runs straight through. It's called the equator. Okay. Let's go with this. How many planets in our solar system?
8.
In 2006, there were 9. What was the 9th planet? Pluto. So already know. My very elegant
Mother.
between Earth and no, not Earth. Where would we find the asteroid belt?
Between
And Mars.
Mars and Earth.
Mars and
Between
Mars and Jupiter. It separates the inner planets from the outer planets. So the inner planets. List the inner planets for me, please.
Mercury, Venus, Mars.
Jupiter.
And no, Jupiter is not one of the inner planets. So list the outer planets now.
Jupiter, Saturn,
Venus, and Neptune.
All right. Now, during the hurricane season, we use this wind scale. What's the name of the wind scale?
Safari Simpson
Saffir
Winsky.
Simpson wind scale. All right, Corey,
Yes, sir.
a category 1 has winds of what?
74 to 95 miles per hour.
And what's the damage that happens?
Sir, would you want me to read what is on there or
Yeah,
you
just
want me
tell
to
me.
explain?
Read. No, just tell me what's on there.
Very dangerous winds will produce some damage.
Okay, so maybe a tree limb, might
Fall
be
on the house.
broken or
Start
something
at
like
silver
that.
space.
So let's go on. Darian, category 2.
Sir, 96 to 110 miles per hour.
And what happens? Extremely dangerous winds and will cause extensive damage.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
see. Talia, what about category 3?
So the winds are 111 to 129 miles per hour, and the damage will be devastating damage will occur.
All right. Trishan, category 4.
Good.
Not hearing. Trishan, are you there?
Sir, I'm back.
Not hearing. Corey, pick up for me, please.
Sir, 130 miles per hour to 150 miles per hour will cause catastrophic damage.
All right.
Oh, so
That was horrible.
It's not acceptable at all.
Yes.
The persons who have their phones on the vibrate and it's going on like this, it can't work. This is something that we were talking about in class. We said that there are different types of volcano. Here we have the fissure, the shield volcano, we have the composite volcano, and we have the caldera. So you see that each of them is kind of different, but they all have what? A magma chamber.
Yes, sir.
All right. So each volcano is going to be slightly different based on its composition. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what are these now? What we're looking at here?
Plate, sir.
Plate.
Plate, sir. Plate.
Plate.
What type of plate? Plates that we eat out of?
No, sir.
No.
Earthquake.
Earth plate.
Sir, that when they
All right,
crash.
hold on. Let's hear from Darian. Go ahead, Darian.
Sir, like the plates that like when they eat, they cause like eruption under the
You were breaking up and not hearing you. But let's say this.
Sir,
These
I
are
said like
So it's place like
go ahead, Darian. Finish your thought.
sir, I said like they were plates like when they crash on the Earth's crust and cause a volcanic eruption.
Sir, can I fix that?
All right, try it. Go ahead, Corey.
Sir, it's the earthquakes that's together basically.
All right. You know what I prefer to hear? I prefer to hear large slabs of rock
Rocks.
under the surface of the
On
earth.
Earth.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
all these red lines would suggest what?
Where the plate are located.
Connected.
It would suggest plate boundaries where the different plates what meet each other. The place where two plates meet would be called a plate boundary. So here, let's look. This is where we have the Antarctic plate meeting the what? African plate.
Africa.
Or where we have the what? South American plate meeting the African plate. Or where we have the Antarctic plate
Antarctic plate.
meeting the Pacific plate.
Pacific.
You remember
And
this whole area here is called the what? Pacific what? Ring
Pacific.
of fire. The
Fire.
Pacific ring of fire.
Fire. Fire.
Alright. A river from the source to the mouth.
Mouth.
Talia, could you identify these places for me? Here we have a what?
A spring,
Yes.
a stream,
And it goes all the way down to form a what?
river,
River.
We can have a river here, a waterfall coming down from, like in the mountains, we have a
Yes,
waterfall
sir.
forming to a river. When one water body flows into another, one becomes a tributary of the other. Then we move now to a bend in the river. What is that called?
Bender.
Yeah.
A meander. Okay. We can have the floodplain.
the marsh,
We have the marshy areas. We have the river
river
mouth.
mouth,
All right. So those are some of the things we need to remember. Most importantly, a river starts at a source and
Source.
flows through a definite channel to
Source.
a mouth. All right.
Yes, sir.
Fossil fuels.
Yes,
What are
sir.
some of the fossil fuels that we have listed here?
coal, iron,
Yeah.
Natural
Natural.
gas.
Yes, sir.
And Rajesh, stop shouting in the microphone, please. All right, so let's go. Are fossil fuels renewable or non-renewable? They're renewable?
yes, sir.
No,
They're
sir.
not. They are non-renewable.
No. Sir, while it's finished, you can't come back.
Okay, let's go with this one. You remember I was saying to my class that it takes thousands of years
Oh.
Talia, I was saying to our class that it takes thousands of years for plants and other material to decompose, to form peat, to eventually form coal.
Yes,
It
sir.
takes thousands of years for plants to get covered with mud, and over time for that to turn into what? Oil. Turn into oil.
Sir, so you have to dig up coal.
So, sir, how it turns?
All right. Let's look at some renewable resources. Sally, what are some of these renewable resources now? Solar,
Solar energy, water,
water,
and wind.
wind,
some non-renewable examples would be what?
Phosphate.
Phosphate, oil, and
Phosphate,
limestone.
oil, and
limestone,
limestone. After we use these things up, we don't get them back in a reasonable time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
moving
what is
on. Soon be done.
Climate
Different
zone on Earth.
climatic zones. So let's look at
On
this. All the areas in blue would be what areas?
Cold.
cold
Or what? Polar areas,
zone.
frigid areas. They're cold.
yes?
All the areas in this
Eh,
orangish looking color would be what?
tropical.
Hot.
Tropical zone.
So these areas are tropical.
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 All the areas here with the yellow
Are
would be
warm.
Warm.
warm. So some of these would also be subtropical as well. And the areas listed in green would be
Temperature.
Temperate.
Temperature.
Tempered.
temperature,
Oh,
that
Temperate.
temperate. Okay.
temperature.
And the temperate areas are those areas that we can find the four seasons being what? Observed easily. In Jamaica, we
Yes,
don't
sir.
observe the four seasons like that
Observe
because
two.
we're in the what? Tropical
Zone.
zone.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have
So here we have
seasons.
something that helps us to identify that. So these are major lines of what? Latitude. So the lines of latitude run from what? East to west,
West.
With
but they actually measure angular distance north
North.
and south.
So
So between 23.5 degrees south and 23.5 degrees north, what zone do we have?
the tropical zone.
Tropical
All right.
zone.
Between 23.5 degrees north and 66.5 degrees north, we have the temperate
Temperate
zone.
zone.
Temperate zone.
Some areas that are very close to the tropical are going to be considered subtropical.
subtropical.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Between 66.5 degrees north and 66.5 degrees south and 90 degrees north or 90 degrees
90
south,
degrees
we're going
zone.
to have the what zone?
Polar zone.
Polar
Zone.
zone. North Polar. Who lives up here?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
All right. So
Santa
we
Claus.
say that Santa will live up there. Santa
Yeah.
doesn't really
Yes,
exist,
sir.
but we'll have people like the Eskimo, the Inuit. We also have animals such as the polar bear. However, to the South Pole, we only have scientists living there at specific points during the year, as well
Yeah.
as the stars of Happy Feet.
Yes,
Who
sir.
are those?
Penguin.
All right, very good. So moving on. So 23.5 degrees north, that's the tropic of what?
Cancer.
Cancer.
Cancer neighbors.
Their cancer neighbors and
Corn on
corn
your.
on your toe.
Feet.
So anything, the first one above the equator will be the tropic of Cancer,
Cancer.
while 23.5 degrees
So
south will
So
be the tropic of
Capricorn.
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 Here we have the water cycle. We need to remember that
Yes,
never
sir.
lost. It is just move from one state to the next.
Other.
So let's see if we can find one. Where's one?
Right.
Evaporation takes place.
Evaporation.
Then what happens?
Condensation.
Hmm? Anybody? Can we find two?
Transpiration. Transpiration.
We have transpiration. So water can be removed from open surfaces. We can also have water being added to the environment from plants via transpiration. Then we have
Yes, sir.
sublimation, where things go straight from solids to gases.
Yes,
Or
sir.
we have condensation. Then,
Condensation.
Transportation.
yes, then we have precipitation. We have
Precipitation.
deposits, deposition forming here on the sides of the mountain. That's 7. Anybody sees 8?
Surface.
Sir, I have 2 9s.
Okay. All right. Well, let's look at 9. We have what? Snow melt and runoff, and this is sending what? The water in liquid form back down to 9, surface flow. All right. So it's a cycle, which
Equal to
means
the
that it keeps
second
going
base.
on and on. Is
On.
that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
All right.
Soil
Soil
We
erosion.
spoke about this before. What's this?
Soil
Soil erosion.
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 What
of
causes soil
topsoil.
erosion?
Sir,
Soil
the land is
Sir, overgrazing.
erosion.
Overgrazing can cause it. We can also have what?
Earthquakes.
Fast flowing water that washes away the top soil.
Soil.
so
Soil.
All right. This would be an example of what?
Cover.
Overgrazing.
Overgrazing, where we have animals that what?
Grease.
That
Eat.
eat too
Eat the
much.
grass.
Sir,
Okay.
and many other animals won't have enough.
Okay. So they remove the what? Covering of the soil, the vegetative covering, at such a rate that it cannot adequately regrow to keep the soil covered.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
vegetative
sir.
cover is important to the soil. How? It helps to keep in what? Moisture
Moisture
and
and
soil nutrients.
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 All right. So
Yes.
when we have soil without vegetative cover, we lose moisture
The
Nutrients.
and
moisture and
More
Moisture.
for
nutrients.
nutrients.
all right. I think that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. All the best with the
Yes.
preparations for
Yes, yes, sir.
exam tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Take your
Yes, sir.
time, review the social studies from cover to
Sir.
cover, and the
yes, sir.
glossary.
Yes,
You see
sir.
the glossary at the back of the workbook that also has
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
key terms. So please take the time, go through the glossary before you go to bed, and then tomorrow
Yes,
morning when you get up, you look at the glossary again. Okay?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Sir,
All
sir.
right.
sir, and
Yes.
these questions come that are doing class meetings come on the test.
I'm not hearing that. Go again.
Sir, I
Sir,
said
she's
most of these questions that you're doing class meetings come on the test.
Okay, very good. That's why we have been doing them so that you get more practice and develop confidence and so on with them.
yes,
Okay,
sir,
sir.
last
guys.
question today.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, I'm hoping that the prep that we're doing will help. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good night. Take care.
Good night,
Sir.
sir.